we've done like two IS 40 and 16. That's it. Yes, 1.6 as the net asset. The entire net asset, the net asset of the subsidiary, the net asset of the subsidiary at the date of acquisition. Stood at this. Remember, you will not be giving. Sometimes you might be giving, but if you are not giving, you use the equity components. Use the equity components. So let's move to the next question. The next question is what? So let's move. So the next computation is what? Computation of goodwill. Computation of goodwill. Computation of goodwill. When NCI is measured at what? Fair value. Are we giving the fair value? Are we giving the fair value? Yes. The fair value of NCI is given. It's not given now. So if the fair value of NCI is not given, how do you determine the fair value? How do you determine the fair value? Good. You calculate the number of shares attributable to NCI. Calculate the number of shares attributable to what? So if you come to this equity component, the share capital of what? TIE Limited is what? 800. So we assume that the nominal price is what? 1 naira. So by the time we divide 800,000 naira divided by 1 naira, we are having how many shares? 800,000 shares. Now the entire shares in that TIE Limited is 800,000 shares. I mean, 80% of the 800,000 shares belong to what? Valen. I mean, now 20% of what? 800,000 belongs to who? NCI, non-controlling interest. So it means that NCI has how many percent? How many shares? How many shares? 20% of 800,000 is what? 160,000 shares. I mean, so if that's 160,000 shares being attributable to NCI. So what do? We multiply by the market price of this. That's the fair value. You get the fair value of this. You get it? I like that. I like what you just said. I like that. You look at the entire shares. Look for the entire shares. The entire shares in the subsidiary. Then NCI portion of the entire shares. If NCI is 30%, 20% of that. If it is 20%, 20% of the entire shares. Multiplied by the what? The market price of subsidiary, not the market price of parent to go. Because NCI is buying equity shares in time, not in Valen. Valen is a parent company taking 80% of equity shares in time. Is that not? So, and I want to determine the value of what do you call it? The value of NCI. Well, in the question, we are not giving the value. So what do? Just look for the shares attributable to NCI. Then multiply by what? The market price of. So let's look at it. Let's so computation of goodwill. We gave the formula on how to calculate goodwill. Goodwill equals what? Equals BC plus what? NCI minus what? And so the BC first. Calculate BC first. Then look at NCI at fair value. Determine that. NA has been determined. And what's NA? 1.6. So let's calculate what? Let's calculate goodwill plus what? Purchase consideration plus what? NCI minus what? MB. Now, our purchase consideration. What's purchase consideration? The first one is what? Cash. What's the cash? 300,000. Then the next one? Deferred consideration. So how do we compute this? Deferred consideration. We said we should look at what? The PV, present value of that consideration. That's to get this, we have PV equals what? Future value. MV all over. MV is what? Future value. All over 1 plus what? Our risk per what? And so what do we do? PV equals what? Which is the present value. We are using the present value. Remember, the purchase consideration, deferred consideration unit was is 500. Don't use the whole 500. Bring it to present value. Deferred consideration means payments you are making at a future date. Deferred.